How are you guys?
Good.
This is the first time we've seen each other since we fought at Nashville. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Just kidding. All right, so everybody wants to know the burning question. Why did MomTALK fall apart, in your opinion?
We did not survive.
No. MomTALK did not survive this, guys. It was intense.
What was the question?
Well, what do we think is like the main reason why it fell apart? Because it wasn't the drama. I just want everyone to know. What is the main reason why?
You want to go first?
Because it wasn't the drama. It wasn't the whole TikTok thing and it was already kind of, I feel like, having an issue before.
I think it was over before it started, honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like when you get a group of women who, one, never knew each other beforehand.
Yeah.
Two, don't know each other very well. Three, have like a lot of strong personalities. And then try to like organize that, but not really, but no one's allowing the organization to happen.
Yeah.
I think that's where it kind of went south before the drama.
Yeah.
But I also, but I also feel like, I don't know, because I feel like I kind of dipped before the true fallout happened.
Well,
so I wasn't there for that conversation.
The whole drama thing, or the reason why everybody thought, like, had a whole issue was because of the whole Karina thing. That's but that was a talking point the whole time we were in MomTALK, like, from the beginning, because they had already initially posted a video, like, kind of shading us. So that had been a conversation our whole time we were together, but it wasn't really a huge deal. And I feel like we all did talk about saying, like, we're not going to make a big deal out of it. Like, let's just ignore it and move on. So
I think the biggest thing, in my opinion, with the Karina thing, or with Eastern Idaho MomTALK, maybe we should say, like, specific.
Or there's something different now.
Yeah, Modern Mamas.
Yeah.
Which, good for them.
That marketing was genius. If you're watching this right now, the fallout to get back together was genius. Like, you guys should be managers, because that was crazy. We're taking notes. No, just kidding. But we'll get black sweatsuits next time, guys.
Yeah,
not gray ones.
I wanted black to begin with. No,
that's where we went wrong.
Just saying. No, I think the thing with them. So obviously, Karina had posted her video first, like the Idaho MomTALK thing, or wanting to create one, which I totally respect, and like I get that point of it. I think the biggest thing when it became an issue, I found, was I felt like when we first started, we started with a legit content group of 9 women, and I felt like that's not what theirs was going to be. So I thought that's how we were like separating ourselves. And then I didn't realize that they were going to then not just be doing events with these big community like style MomTALK, but then they made their own content group. And I feel like that's when it got like really kind of back and forth of like who's doing it better, who's doing more, who's putting out more content, like who's making jabs, who's doing this, because I didn't feel like that's what it was at the beginning. I felt like we were doing something different, so we could still call ourselves Idaho MomTALK.
Yeah,
I agree. That's kind of like my baseline from like where I was starting in Idaho MomTALK. My original goal was to only have a small group of women that was like a super close-knit group, that I wasn't really in my original video basing it off of like legitimately MomTALK Utah. I think that they're obviously a little chaotic, and I think they're very dramatic. I love watching it, but I don't think I would want to live something like that. And so, but I definitely didn't think that they had a group that they were going to be doing like specific content with. And I feel like that's when it took a turn. Once their group came out, our group was out, and it was like then actual content groups were forming, and content was being made to kind of like
jab at each other. I feel like personally, I don't feel like I posted anything jabbing towards them until I posted my video like addressing the whole thing.
I didn't either.
So I personally was frustrated with that, because I wanted to keep it like not talking to them and whatever, because it's just, I didn't care to do that. Like, we're literally copying Utah if we're copying anyone. We're not copying, and who cares who started what first, because there's a million people.
MomTALK groups in every state. Multiple in every state. So I think that should have just never even been an argument. Like, it should have just been us supporting them and them supporting us from the beginning, and I don't know why it like it wasn't bad. I just don't think our group was on the same page of
I agree.
Which we had a conversation about what we were all, what the goal of Idaho MomTALK was, but I feel like
it kept getting off track.
Yeah,
I felt like I really kind of kept like trying to bring it back to like, let's just stay positive. Let's stay like the bigger person. Like, even if we feel like some TikToks are personally targeting like our group in regards to like little jabs, like at the end of the day, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? I think that's why I kept trying to like direct it back. But I feel like we did have certain people in our group that were more annoyed by it than others, which I'm not saying they're in the wrong for. I just think that that's a different personality. Like, taking offense to something that you could just let roll off.
Yeah. I don't think I even ever really took offense. It was definitely annoying because it was like, it just kind of felt like, okay, well, cool. Okay, you created it first. Go ahead. Keep moving on then. Like, I don't know. So I did want to address it because I didn't want it to seem as though people can just walk all over and say whatever they want and post jabs and stuff, but 100%. Not be held accountable.
And especially when the word like bullying comes into place, like I think it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth that we were being painted as like bullies, and I think that was the main reason why I was like, I have to take a step back because I'm raising a tiny human, I'm a mother, and I just don't want to be painted as a bully. Yeah. But it kind of is interesting that it kind of seemed like that group had fallen apart because we bullied them so bad.
Right.
But they were together
that's
the whole
like how I think that was the plan personally. I feel like, I mean, not going to go too deep into it, but I think for sure that was the plan the whole time, was to get us to break them apart. They come back rebranding and now they're going to be successful doing that, which is fine. Go ahead. But I didn't want to be painted as the mean girls in the situation. Like, I don't know what her name is, the lady with another podcast that all came out after I posted that I was starting a podcast. So she said that we were like the mean girls, basically, like that we broke them up and we were like da-da-da-da, and we were like, what is happening? Like, we all broke up first, I feel like, and then like both of us broke up at the same time, I feel like. So it wasn't like we broke them up or something. We also never talked to any of them. I messaged Serena personally and said sorry for posting what I posted, so like it wasn't really our fault.
I feel like her and I kind of squashed things like right off the bat when like the drama first kind of came about, and I feel like all of you guys saw like when I reached out, or I don't remember who reached out to who, but whatever it was, we had a conversation about like us moving forward and like just supporting each other and like going from there. Like, we're both in like dramatically far away from each other, so if moms are trying to find us, they're just trying to find their people, and realistically the viewers that you're getting on TikTok are probably going to watch both of us anyways and keep up with both of our stories anyways, and
from Idaho,
exactly, so and everyone's going to kind of pick and choose who they want to follow or whatever the case is, and that's up to the viewers, like not really, like, you know what I mean, like as stupid as that sounds,
exactly
that's
what
like
happened in Utah too. Like, there's people that only follow the sinners, and then there's people that are most definitely on the same side.
Who you relate with the most, I think, is
which
like
is
where
what
you
social
get your
media
views.
is. You're supposed 100%. To just find people you relate to and then follow them. That's like literally the whole point of social media. So yeah, that whole thing was weird to me. I think other questions I had about MomTALK, because I didn't really want to dive too deep into it, because I feel like more attention it gets, people are, you know, just 100%.
I think the biggest thing was like with them breaking up and making it look like it was us. I think the one thing that we also have to realize is like the first video that came out that kind of threw a jab at them, like from our group. One, none of us knew it was happening. Like none of us had
we posted one.
No, like Elena, her original video that she posted that they like
that girl stitched.
Yes, the one that originally blew up the drama. Yeah. Like, one, we didn't know that she was going to post that video. Yeah. Which is totally fine. You have the complete right to post whatever you want to your own page. But it's not like it was like a preconceived, like, oh, we're going to hit them with this video and it's going to piss them off. Yeah. I think that's where that's what's being thought in people's minds, was like it was purposely that we all knew, and that we were all going after them. And it's like, that had nothing to do with it. Like, and none of what she said was incorrect. Like, one of their girls did reach out to us, but it didn't need to be, like, did it need to be brought to social media? I mean, that's on whoever wants to bring it there, that's on them personally. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I personally did know that she was going to post the video.
Oh, did you? I did not know. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Elena and I were very much the closest in the group.
Yeah.
So she did send it to me, and I was like, yeah, like, post it, whatever, you know? Like, there's no names. There's no, like, at Eastern Idaho MomTALK, like, whatever. But also, going back and this is no jab at Karina, because her and I are, like, on great terms. I support her. I hope she does great and whatever.
Same. Yeah.
But at the same time, the video that she stitched Elena's video with, she didn't even hit the point that Elena had talked about. She didn't tag Karina. She didn't tag any of those girls. She just said, did another group's girl reach out to you? And then Karina had stitched it with, I started Idaho MomTALK, and that's not even what the video is about.
Well, and that's what started the whole a bigger beef too, because we were like,
so
we know you didn't.
It was a lot of just like miscommunication. And Elena had been very, like, upfront with us, like, I'm going to post whatever I want, and this doesn't reflect the whole group, which I love that about her. I love how blunt she is.
Yes, I do too.
I think it takes a lot to get to that point in life.
I was
But
scared.
I think the miscommunication...
I didn't know most of it.
I think the miscommunication, like, blew it all out of proportion. It was not supposed to turn into what it did.
Well, I think the biggest thing, too, is, like, it's no different than Karina's video with the sweats comment, or the, like, stealing clout comment. Like, it was really no different than that. She didn't name us, but we knew it was about them, and that's kind of how it worked with Elena's too.
And we didn't stitch and blow it out. Like,
I think it's just the I feel like it was definitely both parties, like, kind of feeding into what, like, felt like a jab to them personally,
which wasn't even that big of a thing, I guess. I also want to clear up, I got stitched in the video recently from the girl who covers a bunch of whatever's happening in the world, and she clipped my video, and a big piece of it is not, like, wasn't, I guess I didn't deliver it correctly, or maybe she didn't pick it up correctly, but I said that our plan was to create drama in our group.
Yes.
I never tried to bring anyone else in. The whole plan was create drama in our own group.
Yes.
So that the eyes would go to us. Our whole point was that, you know, we want more views and whatever, which we quickly realized we actually don't really want to do that, because it's just going to get messy and whatever.
Right.
But
we had talked about doing something like Taylor Frankie Paul had done, like being 50 and having a haunted house. Like, we wanted to create, like, this,
have some, like, clickbait, basically.
Yes,
like,
innocent drama within our own group. Not dragging other
which I
groups
said,
into it.
by the way, and literally in the stitch, I said in our group. So I wanted to clear that one up for anybody wondering.
Yeah, because I feel like it was like that little clip was taken and being like, oh, they want a show, so they're going to create drama with other groups, and that's not at all what we were trying to do.
Which we very much did get
most
approached.
of us didn't even really care about the show that much. Like, I know a number of us that probably wouldn't have even wanted to be on the show anyways. Would it be nice? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
But to have to live, like, basically a fake life.
Yeah.
They have a storyline that you have to follow. Like, so
they're pretty much,
I don't
like,
even
Jessie
think...
can't even change her hair color.
Yeah.
For, like, the next year. Because she's, like, the show, like, she's contractually obligated to, stay. No. But then Whitney's husband's, like, changing his hair color every 5 minutes. It's crazy. But anyways, yeah, so I wouldn't want to, I mean, it would obviously be cool.
The financial...
Yeah. That's all I really care about.
Yes, exactly. Let's be real.
Like, actually be...
Yeah, get out of my studio apartment.
I think I think I realized really quickly I don't have thick enough skin for something like that. Like, the constant drama and anxiety that kind of lifestyle has to bring has to be so, like, just overwhelming. Like, how do you even focus on your own life and, like, your kids and, like, real life?
First of all, I was taking time away from my own kid just to do what we were doing, really.
100%.
And that was tough because, I don't have, like, especially since me and his dad are just now, like, in a really, really good spot again and, like, trying to work things out. Before that, it was like, I don't have a babysitter or somebody to come watch my kid. My mom lives 40 minutes away from me. She's not going to drive out here so I can go to dinner with people. So, like, but I feel like people appreciate seeing the realness more, though. Like, I'm bringing my kid to dinner with me. Why? Because he's my child and he's going to come with me. Like, I feel like
I think that's also, I feel like that's also kind of where it went wrong, was when the show idea came about, it became all about content and putting out the, like, most amount of content and the, like,
we stopped caring about like the interactions.
Interactions we were having 100%. And I think that, you know, it's hard when you get something like that kind of dangled in front of your face, like, oh, it could be this. You start to like think of it more of a business and not a like just fun venture with like other moms. And I think that's what, like, when the mindset shifted to that, I think that's where it went south really quickly,
which is also really unfortunate because since the group broke up, someone has talked to production, and production never reached out and said that you guys are going to get a show. Production had said it's an idea. There's millions of ideas that they get all the time, and they had reached out to every single MomTalk group that they had seen. We were no special. Like, we were no different.
And not just MomTalk.
And our group wasn't told that. It was, we're going to get this show. Like, we're looking so good. We're like up there. They're going to choose us. And it wasn't that at all. So, kind of got in our heads.
I never really, I'm a pessimistic person. Sorry. I want to be optimistic, but I'm not. And I like, the whole time I was like, there's no way.
That's kind of,
I have 1,500 followers, and you're telling me that Hulu wants to do something, I already said it. Hulu wants to do a show with us. So like, I'm like, that's never going to happen. And like, you know, it's such a fun thing to be approached by that. Like, to actually have the views on us. Like, we did go viral on Viv's page for sure.
Yeah.
And like, I think yours got pretty damn good too. Like, I think I only got like 50,000, which is still a lot of though. If you think about 50,000
well, if you think about where everyone started and kind of like what the group kind of took off, like those first videos that we posted, it was pretty cool.
It was it was almost instant, like, which was cool to
see.
I
think that shows how many moms out there are like truly looking for some kind of community, like seeing, because I think you like draw eyes. Not only did our like sweatsuits and like the look of the video, but like also I think what made people follow was like, there's so many moms out there that do lack community, and like a group of moms like having fun and doing something other than being moms is
it
like
becomes your personality.
Like it becomes interesting, you know what I mean? So I think that, I don't know, I think there was good intentions behind all of it.
I think that if our egos wouldn't have gotten in the way and we didn't get prideful of, oh, like, show reached out to us, like, we're gonna be famous, blah blah blah, and then like finances were brought into it, and like power was brought into it. I think if we would have truly just stuck to like moms getting together, hanging out, like putting these events together where moms could come and like feel like they found their people and have a mom's night out, then we would still be together. So I think that if people didn't let their egos get in the way, then you know, it would have been nice to see true colors before.
I mean, that's how it goes all the time. So but it would have been nice for sure. I almost wish that the show wouldn't have
100%.
I do too,
because I think that we would have been in a lot better
spot. I think if we would have been like given kind of, if we all would have been on the call to hear kind of not just what one person wanted to hear, I think that it would have been a little bit easier to go about it without such direct like, oh, we like are actually being looked at, so we need to step up our game, instead of it being like, oh, this is an idea that everyone's being looked at. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like if it was approached to us a little bit differently, we wouldn't have taken it so seriously when it really wasn't that serious.
And that was suggested, that we all get on the phone call.
Oh, yeah.
And who took the phone call said that the group wanted her to deal with that. So, I think some honesty would have helped the group succeed. I think there's still a lot of unanswered questions too, honestly.
Yeah, I do too.
Like, nobody's gotten together. Nobody's had like a civil conversation since everyone breaking up. No one's on like the best of terms, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
But
I feel like I didn't have, like, when people, the only thing I was like mad about in the very beginning when everybody started falling apart was the fact that like, I'm pretty big on like a digital footprint. Like, someone can go back and say like, well, you said this about somebody like 20 years ago or whatever. And I had posted a whole video. Like, I didn't really bash her in the video. I don't feel like I was being mean, but I was obviously being sassy and like, you know, trying to stand up for myself. And immediately afterwards, it felt like the group just fell apart. And I was like, okay, great. I just posted this video like defending Idaho MomTalk, and then Idaho MomTalk falls apart. So that's the only thing that I was like frustrated about. But then afterwards I was like, okay, who cares? I didn't really say anything mean when I rewatched it. I was like, I said something that was kind of a jab, but like, they jabbed at us 20 times. Like, what am I gonna do?
I think personally, like, I had been mentally checked out of it basically after the first meetup. Like, I tried. I'm like very big on vibes and just like energy. And I just had a lot going on in my personal life too, not an excuse. But I just couldn't 100% dedicate and commit my time to the group. So I felt like I had been like mentally checked out for so long. And then like the day that all that came out, it was like overwhelming. And I was like, this is my time to get out. But I feel like everyone felt that. Like everyone who had left the group
was looming
first.
For a minute.
Yes, like, had been thinking about
it definitely
leaving.
Wasn't just because one person and then I'll leave too then.
But I don't think that the group fell apart because of your video or Elena's video. Honestly, I think that the ones that left the group were mentally checked out beforehand. Yeah, and that was again, just like,
I don't think the drama had anything to do with us breaking up. I feel like we would have.
I think it would have happened outside
anyway.
Life and circumstances, and it was all just like overwhelming.
Yeah,
like it felt like too much.
It definitely did.
Yeah, so. I think my biggest thing, I feel like I kept like wanting it to be something it wasn't. And so I was like holding on so tight. Like, I'm going to get like this all back on track. Like, we're going to get, okay, if we take this part of it out, like, then like if we don't focus so much on this or we focus more on this, like it's going to bring us all back together like a little bit closer. And it just wasn't happening. And I feel like then once I saw the drama start online where it was actually not just like in our own homes being like, oh, that video was annoying that they posted about us and it was actually online. I think that and people were like responding back and forth about it. Yeah. And like you said, the word bully, like out. I have three girls at home. And the one thing that I will not like, I just personally don't want them to ever see me putting down other women.
Yeah.
Because
especially
I feel like
because the movement was moms supporting moms.
Yes.
Honestly, like just women supporting women.
Yes.
Like it's not even just about mom talk. It was women supporting women because as a mom or not, it's hard to find your tribe.
100%.
And so when it became a thing where it was like, well, I'm going to tear you down for this and I'm going to tear you down for this, what was the point of it?
Right.
Yeah. 100%. In high school again? Like we're doing all of this over again?
Yeah. Well, I think like
I can't go back there.
I feel like one thing people think that it's like just one video that like broke up Mom Talk, and I don't feel like that is it at all. I feel like as soon as I saw both sides going back and forth on it, I was like, this is too much for me and I don't want to be tied to this anymore because that's not who I am. Like that is not a good representation of like the person that I've become or the person that I want to be. Yeah. I am about supporting other moms and like I am about supporting women, and this is not that. So what am I holding on to this so tight for anymore?
Yeah. I think I was holding on because it was fun.
Oh, yes.
Like in the beginning, I was like, oh my gosh, why can't we just do that again? Because I feel like in the group chat, it was always, you know, we would have a really good conversation. And then somehow an hour later, we're back into the same situation that we were before. Like talking about business sides of it and like talking about who's going to run what. And I was like, run what? None of us are making any money from this at all. Yeah. And if like, that part, there's no way we would have made.
Business and finances had to get involved.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like a fun group that got together, made content, went to dinner,
or
did all these fun things. Yeah.
We don't have to do it all the time.
Yeah, a lot of us were like, let's hang out and not make content. Let's have a movie night and not make content. And then it turned into, well, let's like make it a business and let's try to monetize off of it, and my finances are up here, so I'll control this, and my finances are up here, so I'll control this.
Yeah.
Well, my finances are not up here.
Right.
And I don't care to have control over it. Like, I just wanted a strong group of mom friends that we could hang out.
Yeah.
And it turned into, like, the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Wild.
Which is super unfortunate, because it was fun there for a minute.
Yes, and I do think that all of the women that were in it are so strong and have, like, their own positive qualities. I just think that when you get 9 women together that are very strong-minded, I mean, women and moms are used to like
running
being
their
in control
household.
Of the house, right? So when you get 9 of them together, it's like, well, I want control of this. No, I want control of this.
Yeah.
And it's a lot.
It is a lot. And the mixture, again, with personalities, obviously there's so many different ones in our group. Like there was the few that were just like in the background and didn't say anything, which I always felt bad about, because I was like, okay, what do you actually think though? Because it can't just be 2 people going back and forth in the group chat all the time. Like, we gotta actually have everyone feel comfortable to say what they want to say in the group, which obviously was kicked out the window early though. It was established like with our first meeting who was gonna like kind of take charge of things, sort of vibe. which is, I love people that have strong personalities.
Yeah.
I have one, so I'm definitely not, saying that's a bad thing, but
Yeah.
Makes me feel bad when I know people aren't putting their opinion forward because they, just don't want to get in the mix. And it's like, this is supposed to be a safe, happy environment.
Yeah.
And it's already becoming something that's like stressful. So yeah. Yep.
Kudos to the people who put a group together and actually succeed.
Oh, I know. It's
because
so much harder,
with that
especially
many
with
women,
girls. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, but
Dude.
the one thing I realized is you cannot control anyone's actions but your own.
Yeah.
So like pick and choose wisely who you like surround yourself with, and like that you all are on at least the same page about like the persona that you put out on social media, and like what your end goals are, and like what you actually want. Because I feel like it can go south really quickly.
Yeah. And just, the honesty thing for me, for sure. Because I feel like even in the beginning, I wasn't super, like, I do want to find my group of moms and stuff that I can hang out with. Because I moved out here and no one that I know lives, like, within 30 minutes of me anymore. So I was, like, basically by myself with a kid for the first time ever. So I wanted to find my mom group too. But it's like, also, finances do play a role. I would love to make money online. Like, so that did play a role. And I feel like I wasn't super straightforward with that myself personally in the very beginning.
And I think it's fine to want to make, like, to monetize off of social media. The platform is so big. I think that everyone can benefit from it. Mm-hmm. But to let it, like, swallow you whole and let it become your whole personality, that's when it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
Make your content, get your bag, but don't...
Stay humble.
Yeah, stay humble because...
And truthful.
Yeah.
I've always, like, my whole time on TikTok, I've always thought it was so freaking annoying when, like, influencers I would follow, which I loved, like, I'm trying to think of an example, like Emily Kaiser. I loved her for so long, and I watched her forever, and then she started only going on brand trips and only posting, like, brand-related content and stuff, and I was like, okay, well, now I'm bored. Like, this is not realistic anymore. Like, you living in a multi-million-dollar home in Arizona is just, I don't relate to it anymore. Like, I related to you, being a stay-at-home mom and, taking your kid on bike rides and stuff. Like, I get life moves forward and stuff, but I always said, like, on my page personally, I want to always be relatable to people. Like, even if one day I do have a ton of money, like, let's say I am a freaking millionaire one day, cool. I don't want to ever be, like, out of touch with reality, I guess. Like,
don't forget where you came from.
Not even, maybe even not even money. Like, let's say I get 1 million followers or something.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever lose track of, like, why did I do this in the beginning? Why am I doing this? I have a kid that watches what I do every day. Yeah. And kids do what you do. They never do what you say.
Yeah.
You don't have kids, just so you know. They don't do anything you ask them to. My kid's also 1, so he's not a great listener. But yeah, what else? There was a couple things that I wanted to touch on with my account personally, because I feel like people took my video that I made and kind of blew it out of proportion from what it was.
Yes.
I did apologize to Karina. She sent me a message back, which was very kind and nice, and we both agreed that, like, you know what, let's move on. I don't have any beef with you or a squabble with you at all. I think, like, let's just squash it and move on. So I don't have any beef with anyone on the internet. Just an FYI. Also,
when I talked to her, I feel like she got closure with everyone. Like, I feel like everyone did privately reach out from our group and apologize, and she did say that she got closure, like, with everyone, and that she just wanted to move on. Yeah. Because I feel like we were, like, good for the most part, and when I spoke to her after the groups split, because I wanted to clear the air, she said that she had talked to everyone and got, like, apologies and, like, apologized for, just, like, had a mutual conversation, actually communicated. I feel like that was the issue, is, like, we were reading into these videos and not communicating with each other.
Yeah. I feel like if we would have just, like, DM'd her and asked, is this about us? Like, are you, like, trying to be mean, or, like, are you just doing it as, like, a lighthearted, funny thing? Like,
and you have to understand, on social media, it's all about clickbait.
100%.
What brings people to the video, what makes them watch it. And honestly, like, good for her, because she popped off.
Like I said, the marketing's crazy. That whole idea is so, I don't know if that was an idea or if it just, like, happened like that, but to break up and, like, cause everybody to click on your page because you broke up and then rebrand, wild.
Like, kudos to you guys.
Kudos to you guys.
Awesome. And I think, too, that maybe in our group, there might have been a little bit of jealousy towards that group, and I think that that's where a lot of the beef started, because that group you can tell that they are so close with each other.
Yeah.
They genuinely like have friendships and they hang out and they just had like their ghouls night or whatever. So freaking cute. And they're so cute and energetic and spicy.
Yeah.
And we were not. No hate to the girls in our group. Love them all.
Yeah.
But you could tell by watching the videos.
Like,
there was not close friendships. There was no spice, no flavor. Like, and that's what that group had that we didn't. So I think that there was a little bit of just like
forcing it.
Yeah.
Because it kind of became, I don't want to say
chore.
cliquey, but like there was their own break-off groups.
It was
like,
cliquey.
It was definitely like there's these two who are friends, and like not that I thought that you and Elena were like cliquey or anything, but like clearly you and Elena had a closer relationship.
Yeah.
And like I don't even know
like,
who I had a close relationship really with, but
with others better than others, which is gonna happen.
And that's what the whole point is to make friends.
But I think it didn't give everyone a chance to like. Yeah. I mean, and Elena's probably the best thing that came out of this group because she will probably be a lifelong friend. But I do wish that like I could have gone closer with everyone else in the group.
Yeah, or, and like, I don't see why that can't still happen. I just think that the content thing just had to be taken out because it was just being too much for all of us.
And who says that we can't come back in the future?
Oh yeah.
Taylor's like,
we rebranded, guys.
No, just kidding. So back to following the Eastern Idaho MomTALk. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks for giving
so now that Idaho MomTALk is available again, you will see us back? Right. No, I'm just kidding.
Literally.
Never.
We copyrighted. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I was going to also clear up, sorry to be that gal, but that is hilarious that 4 days after I posted my thing or 3 days after, 2 other people came out with podcasts. Yes. You guys don't have to say anything, but I will tell you. I will say
social media
is crazy and you can't say anything. If you're planning on doing something, shut your damn mouth is what I just learned. Because I'm glad I posted it because now the timeline's there where people, if they're wondering, can see that I said that first and then everyone else was like, let's create a mom podcast, dogs. Okay, very cute. I don't own the idea, but get real, bro.
Get real.
2 people that were talking about Idaho is wild. But anyway, on to the next thing, because I don't want to be only about Idaho MomTALK in this video today. I want this podcast to kind of touch on like postpartum stuff, and because I personally struggled with that, just relationships in general. I also do want to bring my faith into the pod as well, like talk about that. I probably will touch on politics eventually, so sue me, please. But I want this to kind of be like, you know, I had so many questions when I got pregnant or when like, and I would look everywhere and get so stressed out and scared about everything. Like now I'm worried about like, what's in my kid's food? Like, am I a horrible mom because I gave him formula and like all this stuff? So
I think you're on the mom algorithm before you even get pregnant.
Oh, 100%.
Like I was on the mom and parent side of TikTok before I even found my fiance.
I don't even think I like told the internet that I was pregnant yet, and I had like baby list like contacting me in my email. I was like, how did you even get my email just now? Like, did I give it to you somehow? It's crazy. But yeah, I just, for the future of the podcast, I want it to be, you know, having other moms on to talk about stuff that they went through, or like, because that stuff happens and I feel like people don't talk about certain things because it is embarrassing.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, people don't talk about how, I mean, people talk about it, but like having a kid affects your relationship drastically.
Yes.
And like, obviously I've shared on the internet that me and my baby's dad are not together currently. We're working things out, whatever, which I'm not going to share things about my relationship online because I've learned sharing with anybody about your relationship causes problems.
Yes.
But that does need to be talked about how like it looks all happy on social media when couples are together with their new baby and stuff, but it's so hard.
Yeah.
Influencers are only sharing the perfect highlights of their life.
Yeah.
You don't see what goes on behind closed doors, and I think it's so important to know that when you click on like a mom's page, it's not all rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah.
I want to be able to show that side. Like I want to be able to say like, I had a horrible birth experience and I didn't see my kid for 14 hours and I have PTSD from it. Like because I never saw anybody talk about that online. So I thought, am I the only NICU mom in the whole world right now that has to leave my kid at the hospital? Because I couldn't find any other influencers that were going through that. It was just, they took their baby home. And I was like, I felt so alone in that.
Gorgeous video taken of their birth,
and they have the cutest little.
Which great for
room.
them. Like no shame on moms that have great experiences, or even moms that maybe you do get up every day and put yourself together and go spend hundreds of dollars at Target.
Yeah,
but that's not reality for everyone. So I think that.
I go to Target to window shop. Have you guys ever window shopped? Do you know what that means?
Yeah, it's like my walking. Like some people go for a walk around the block. I go for a walk at Target.
And listen, I don't have to buy a thing.
I always end up in that $5 section. Like, I can afford this and this and this, and then all of a sudden I'm like,
and then it all adds up, and you're like,
maybe I'll put this back in this bag. Maybe I'll just get this one basket today. I'll come back tomorrow for the next.
Like, it's okay to show that side of your life. Like, you don't have to be super wealthy. You don't have to put yourself together every day. You don't have to have a floor so clean that you can eat off of it. Like, it's normal to struggle.
I think there's blueberries on my floor right there, actually, from Junior's lunch. So
it's not real life. I feel like why some moms are scared to share that kind of stuff too is because of all the mom shaming that happens in the mom community.
I didn't realize how much.
Yes.
Yeah.
How it started with being so angry
shook.
at her and like shaming her, and then all of a sudden it turned into like now a viral thing of sharing. Which
diapers was.
I get it, like, but how do you shame a mom and then go back and say?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, how dare you have 17 dirty diapers? But my 17 diapers was this.
Yeah,
right.
Maybe ask her like,
hey,
you need to
help?
Come help you? You want me to hold the baby while you clean up? You want me to clean up while you take a nap?
I feel like I also watched that video and the rest of her house
was
looked
immaculate.
Fine. So like, I was like, I mean, maybe poop ones I like would clean up probably immediately, but I've been known in my postpartum era with my newborn to change his diaper and then throw him away in the morning.
Well, and I feel like 17 dirty diapers means that's 17 diapers that are getting changed.
Right. You want me to leave him?
I'd rather have a dirty diaper on my floor than a baby with a diaper rash. So.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like you have to remember, like we just talked about, every mom's birth experience is different. Like, what if she was sitting there and like in pain? Because and she can't get up and throw it away. Like, let's be honest. Like,
she did have I think that she came out and like told her like story, and I think that her husband, fiance, boyfriend, like baby's father or whatever, like had to go back to work, and she was alone, didn't have anyone.
Yeah. And I
think
like
it was really fast too.
I'd be throwing my diapers in a corner, like trying to just get by too.
Yeah.
Like,
leave the trash can open and just like try to swoosh one every once in a while.
I feel like the thing is so many moms are to jump and be like, oh, I would never do that.
Mm-hmm.
I would never do that.
Just wait.
It's like, well, just because you wouldn't do that doesn't mean something that you do another mom wouldn't find disgusting.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's people that don't even have kids.
Yeah,
they're
you
like,
love that.
Oh, if I were a mom, I would never do that. I was guilty of that.
Yeah.
Oh, if I was a mom, I wouldn't let him wear that. Oh, if I was a mom, I would do this. And now I can promise you, I do all of that.
I do it.
Yep.
I would never let my kid watch TV. You want to know what my kid does? Watches Moana all morning long. Not the whole day, but that kid's obsessed with Moana. It's crazy.
That's cute.
But yeah, I said that too when I was not pregnant or didn't have kids yet or anything. I'd be like, I'm going to be the mom that has it all together. Da, 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 da. Now I'm on antidepressants. So I didn't have it together, guys. But yeah, I want to be able to show that side of it because it would have been nice to have something. My dogs just came out. I want to be able to. I want to be able to.
Shots.
No, please don't.
Hey, you uncovered mine. No,
mine are really bad. Yeah, there was something else postpartum wise I was gonna. Oh, not postpartum. The mom shaming thing on the internet. I posted one video. Okay, my kid's a year old. By the way, I posted this video like 5 months ago. So he was 9 months old, and he has literally slept with a blanket in his crib forever. And first of all, he slept with a crocheted one at first with the holes in it, you know, so that he could like breathe. Because I was scared that he wasn't going to be able to breathe. But since he was 9 months old, he's moved his own blankets out of his face, and he's always been a blankie baby, like up against his face, or he just won't sleep.
Moms are vicious about that stuff.
Tore me apart. Like, was like, people should call CPS on you because like the kid can't breathe in there. Because I posted like a little clip of like his camera captured this like cute thing, and then the blanket's like all up in his face like that, and literally the camera monitors his breathing. Actually,
you're obviously watching the camera too if you're taking a picture of it.
I also shared a room with him at the time, like literally in the same room.
I feel like moms are ruthless about that kind of stuff.
The bed sharing thing.
One thing is, if it works for you, it works for you. If it works for me, it works for me. So like, why do you have to have an opinion that.
Yeah, and I totally get it. I understand
There's scary
babies
stories
do
out there,
suffocate, and
yes.
I get SIDS is a thing for sure,
100%.
and I'm not
Yeah.
trying to take away from that. But the coming into somebody else's comments to tear them apart when, first of all, not your kid, not your business. 2, why are you going to shame a mother for putting a blanket in her kid's like, he's warm and comfy. What do you want me to do?
I feel like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Yeah.
If you put the blanket, you're terrible because he's going to suffocate, blah, blah, blah. But if you don't put the blanket, you're terrible because he's going to get cold.
Right.
Like,
homeboy
the
is not
internet
cold.
is a brutal place.
Yeah, that's the one thing I didn't know was going to happen when I became a mom. I
Well,
thought I could just, like, post whatever.
I've co-slept for 19 months.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Junior doesn't want to.
And he sleeps on a pillow with a blanket.
Right.
And you know what? Every kid I have, I'll do that. But you also, like, when you become a parent and you research things too, you realize how many things are twisted. You really have to do your research because in so many other countries, that's actually
literally like normal until they're like 5.
Putting
them
in a crib in like Europe or something is so frowned upon.
Yeah.
And like co-sleeping is like the best way to do it. So I don't know. I think at the end of the day, like when you're a parent, you pick what's best for your kid and what's best for you.
And it'll vary sometimes between kids.
Yeah,
like
100%.
some kids are just different. Junior's super independent. Like doesn't want to sleep with me, and he never
100%.
has. Like in the very beginning when I was breastfeeding, he did, and then pretty much after that, he's been a crib baby. He sleeps 12 hours in his crib and will only sleep like 2 with me. Like he just likes being on his own.
I have 3 kids, and they're literally each of them could not be more different in the
which
way
is so
like
weird.
what worked, what didn't. Like you think it's like, oh, I've got this, and then you have another one, and you're like, okay, well, you just gave me a full 180 compared to the first.
You're supposed to be the same. What the heck
and like
happened?
what is going on? So I feel like it truly is like kid per kid, and you have to do what works for you and like keeps you sane and keeps them healthy and keeps 100%. Them loved.
Yeah,
like,
and I feel like fresh in the postpartum, you do whatever you can to survive.
Yes,
and if that's co-sleeping,
he would only sleep if he was chest to chest with me, like laying on my chest, and I was like, you know what, whatever, I can't stay up. Like again, I have to go to bed, so. That's where he slept for a couple months.
But I think, jumping into someone's comments to, like, tear them apart when you don't know them, you don't know their situation, you don't know really anything is crazy to me. Yeah. Like, that's what's made social media such, like, a scary place.
I could not picture myself ever saying something in someone's comments.
I've never understood how someone actually has the time out of their day to stop on a video they do not like, and comment something, their opinion. like if I see something I don't like, I just keep scrolling or I roll my eyes and move on. Like it's not my life. It's not. I don't have to watch it. Yeah, exactly.
I won't comment back, but I love being in the comment section.
Your comments and your view.
Yeah,
publicity is publicity, baby.
No, I don't. Literally, that's why I was like, "Are you going to tag me?"
To yourself.
Keep your comments to yourself. And
you can watch all you want. No, just kidding.
Watch till the end and then scroll off.
Yeah, if you're going to use my likeness, tag me. Okay. Because that's my
page, I don't know why, but my page automatically folds comments that are negative.
Mine does too. People think I'm doing it on my own, and I'm actually not.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, mine does that. Maybe you don't because you have. I have no idea. It just happened.
No, TikTok was just on my side.
Yeah, no, same.
TikTok is not on my side. Because on that one that went viral of us, oh my gosh, we had some mean things to say about it.
First of all, if anybody calls me Whitney again, I'm coming for you, for real. What was the tea on that? Like, do I give
it was just
energy?
The hair at first.
It's because I had short hair, guys. Well, now you're
like,
the Whitney. No, I'm just kidding. Oh. Now that I got extensions, whoa.
My fiance likes girls. So.
That's, you know what?
Valid.
That should, you know.
Valid.
That's pretty ideal. That's pretty ideal. So, I think mine's fine with women. So, I think he's fine.
No hate to people that aren't.
No, I love a lavender marriage.
Yeah.
I know people that are in a lavender marriage. Well, I don't know, but I know. You know?
I know.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, but I know. You just know.
I feel like if the whole world just started thinking about, like, themselves and not what other people were doing, we'd probably have, like, a much easier...
Yeah. If everyone just really didn't give a shit.
Besides themselves. Like, you know what?
Putting your hands in other people's baskets.
Yeah. In baskets.
Like, what's that saying?
Stop stay out of your toes in other people's ponds. I'm just kidding. I don't know if that's what the word is.
Keep your dogs to yourself.
Keep your dogs to yourself.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I say "Hey Dogs" and all my stuff, and I was like, I just want a shirt for myself that says "Hey Dogs."
No, I love that.
I
I've
do
been
too.
saying it
Because
forever.
no one says it.
Nobody says
I
it.
don't know why I started
So
saying that.
Hey, besties.
Or hey, girly
I'm not
pops.
best friends with you guys.
I'm not best friends.
You guys are my dogs.
I actually don't know you at all.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm just
don't.
kidding.
But you guys can be my dogs for sure. I used to say that walking into the pharmacy when I worked in the pharmacy. I would walk in and be, "Hey, dogs," and they'd literally say it back. There was this guy named Bob. He was like
Bob.
I don't know why I said but he was like 90 something when he retired, and I'd walk in and go, "Hey, dogs," and he'd go, "Hey, dog," and it was so cute.
That's cute.
So it's gonna stick for the rest
Bob
of
and
my
his
life.
dogs.
Bob, yep, he was great. So yeah, what else should we talk about as far as babies and kids and life and stuff? It's freaking hard. Did you guys have? Okay, I just stuttered in real life, like I glitched. Did you both have kids naturally, like not C-section?
No, I had an emergency C-section. Yeah.
But you
I had all three naturally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have an epidural?
Go girl.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
epidural each time. My epidural, the first time I realized having Paisley did not work though, because I had 2 actual epidurals after that, like
Yeah.
ones that worked, and there's a
And you were
big
like, "Whoa."
difference of when it does work and when it
Y'all
doesn't.
messed up.
Yeah, because I was in labor with Paisley for 32 hours and literally pushed for 3 hours. The other 2 came out like that though, so
Well, yeah,
it
the
gets
first one
easier.
made way.
Paisley was also my biggest baby.
How big was Paisley?
9 pounds 3 ounces.
Oh my gosh, we were 1 ounce off. I was 9 pounds 2 ounces.
Yeah,
I
but
was
you
fat.
had a big baby.
I had a gigantic
We talked
child.
about this before.
Biggest baby Sacred Heart has delivered that has lived. By the way, I just outed where my kid was born.
Oh,
Whatever, who cares? Like, no one's gonna really go there. Yeah, maybe I will. Hopefully not get famous. Don't go to that. It's a good hospital though.
Yeah.
Shout out, Sacred Heart.
How far along were you, and how much did you pay?
37 weeks.
Or
Wait.
how much did you pay? How much did you
I
pay?
paid a lot actually.
How much?
I paid a lot.
No, a lot of money. That was
Yeah,
crazy.
seriously.
I was 37 weeks on the day. I was scheduled to go in the next day on a Monday, but I gave birth on a Sunday, and he was 12 pounds 4 ounces.
A month early.
Yeah.
12 pounds.
I'm also type 1 diabetic. Just to put that out there.
So you guys have
So-
big
you guys-
babies in general?
yes.
Big
Just
babies.
Yeah.
Your
Because
baby's
that
like
automatically means
essentially
you have like gestational diabetes too, right?
kind of.
Kinda?
No.
No.
Well, I mean, it
No, it's a
it
little
kind of does the
different.
same thing as far as like making bigger babies and stuff, but it is different for sure. But
yeah.
it's like essentially your baby's living in Candyland because
Oh.
your blood sugar is so much higher, and so he was, the babies drink their pee and pee it out and drink in the womb, and he was not drinking as much as the liquid that was in there, so I had even more liquid than normal, so that contributed to like how huge I was too. You guys have seen that picture of me, the giant one.
Oh, I think you're pretty.
I was giant. Not that picture. My
I thought it was
maternity
so
pictures
cute.
got
Yeah,
taken
that's
at 30 weeks. I was 30 weeks long.
I
in
don't
my
think I
maternity
saw the
photos.
one of
Giant. Oh, I gotta show you it one day. It's actually insane. I look like I was carrying twins.
I was
Which I
giant.
was.
My first pregnancy.
Yeah.
You
Huge.
were?
What?
You were carrying twins?
No.
No.
It looked like I was. Like my belly was literally that big. Like
Oh.
I could have been carrying twins technically because he was 12 pounds. That's 2 6-pound babies, which is a normal
That's how much
That's
she
what
was.
normal twins.
6 pounds.
6 pounds, 2.9 ounces.
Yeah, Haven was my small baby. She was like 6 pounds.
You're a tiny boy. A month early.
A month early too. Did he have to go to the NICU or anything, or he just got to come home? Thank God.
No, we stayed 4 days.
Okay.
He failed his car seat test.
Oh.
I don't understand. They didn't have the car seat test. If you would have, or if I would have given birth like normal and everything was fine and he got to come home, they don't do a car seat test if your baby is just like fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're in the NICU, they can't leave unless they pass it. So
I
that's
have
funny
heard
that some hospitals like
I
make you
think
do one.
like all preterm have to do.
Oh, maybe
car
that's
seat
what it
test.
is.
When I told all my friends that he was doing a car seat test, they're like, "What the heck is that?" They didn't even
Yeah.
check to see if we had a car seat.
Yeah,
I'm like, "Yeah."
they weren't going, like, they told me they were like, normally we don't check because I bought the convertible car seat that goes from infant to 100 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
So I couldn't take it out of the car. So I was like, what do I do? Not take my kid home? What do you want me to walk with him? Like, this is
Oh.
downtown. I do not live here. And so I had to, like, go buy another car seat just so that I could have a car
Dang.
seat in the hospital.
Oh, dang.
It was horrible. And obviously that's a lot of money, too. So,
Yeah.
and we had to drive back and forth twice a day. Crazy.
We had the
Dang.
Duna.
Oh, did you like that one?
I
I've heard
did.
mixed
It was
reviews.
convenient.
You're so tiny. Can you carry that thing?
It was so heavy.
Yeah.
The
It
nice
looks
thing
so
is
heavy.
You can just put it in a stroller.
Right, so you don't have to carry
You
it for
don't have
long
to carry
periods of
it.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
It's so heavy though.
Is it like large? Like I feel like it's like, is it bigger than, because the wheels are on there? So like, do you have to have like a bigger back seat, or is it fine
No,
like
it's
in a
pretty
normal car?
compact. Like it's pretty like slim and nice. I'll probably get it again and again.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
I really
just
wanted
so
the
heavy.
Nuna. I did not
want
know the
the
car seats were
Nunas.
$700. I thought a
Wait.
normal car seat was like $100.
Like not the infant ones, but like the
I want the one that
convertible.
does this.
Oh
thingy,
yeah,
you know,
those things are
the
pricey.
Rev or something like that. I don't know what
Because
it's called.
we have
but
the well,
Oh yeah, the Nuna.
I didn't
Rav.
get it with my first one. My back then we were like balling on a budget if you had when we had Paisley.
No,
So we
yeah.
had like the cheap car seat. We actually, this is a funny story. We got our car seat. It's a good car seat. It's not like we got some crappy car seat, but we got it through a rewards program for Jackson's sales job at the time.
Oh my
So we
gosh,
got it
word.
for free, and it was like a Chico, like one of their nicer car seats. But we
Yeah.
literally got it for free because he was on this like
Oh, I would have.
it was like a kickback for his
Heck
sales.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyways, our second, I was like, I'm gonna ball out on a Nuna because
Yeah.
I'm working, and like we finally got pregnant with our rainbow baby. So I'm like, I'm getting all the things.
Yeah, for real.
And yeah, so I got the Nuna, but I went to go buy the convertible, and I was like, nope,
I
we're
had
going
no
back
idea they were
to
that expensive.
Graco.
Do you know
No
that
idea.
they have high chairs?
Yeah, they've got everything.
The
Playpens,
whole thing
the
about
whole-
that is insane to me because your kid's gonna literally liquid
Thrash it.
shart on everything. So if you think that you're gonna buy something that's like the Kikaru changing pad
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
get a grip, bro. Your kid is literally
I've
gonna
never
put
used a
crap.
changing pad.
I've never used a changing
I
table
have,
in
like,
my
a cheap,
life.
like,
Come to my comments.
squishy one, or I think it's like over
I
there or
throw them
something.
on the ground and I don't throw them on the ground. Do not take that out of
Careful.
context. I
Talk about the
place
internet.
them gently
Yeah.
on the ground and I change them.
Yeah, I change them on the bed. Like if
Oh,
like,
I'd be
if
for
it's-
real.
if
I
I
take
know
that
it's a
kid's
scary
legs out sometimes. No, I'm just
No, yeah.
kidding.
if
On
I know
the
it's a
bed,
scary
on
poop,
my
I won't.
lap.
But
I'll change them anywhere.
well, you kind of have like you quickly realize after having a baby for like literally a week that nothing you bought even matters at all. Like
No.
you'll use
So many
5 things.
you don't use.
There's my whole nursery that I had in our old house,
Which
was
is-
basically put in storage.
Which
Like, I
is
didn't
so
use it.
sad for new moms out there actually like trying to get what they need on a budget, on like a true budget,
Yeah.
like something, because it's so true. You don't need half of the crap. Your body was literally made to take care of your child.
Yeah.
Like your body physically is all that child needs. Like besides clothing and a few other items to get from point A to point B, like
Yeah.
you are the majority of what that child needs,
Which is
for the first
crazy.
basic months of their life.
So if you're a new mom and you're watching these influencers, say this is a must-have.
Yeah.
This is a must-have.
It's not.
must have.
It's not. It's really not. Don't go.
It's a luxury, not a
Yes,
necessity.
That's what people
Yeah.
should start saying. This
Yeah.
is
For sure.
a luxury, not
Yeah.
a must-have.
And you
Yeah.
don't even need like, honestly, you don't even really need, if you're stressing out about having like a cute nursery with the cute crib and the
No.
cute whatever. I put my kid in a pack and play for the majority of his
Mhm.
like infanthood because I could put it right next to my bed.
Mhm.
Or like the little, he was too big for the swivel thing like after a month, so it didn't even matter.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So I was like, who cares? He was literally, what was he, 23 inches when he was born? So he was just already 2
Dang,
feet
girl.
long. So I was like, I don't know. We're going to throw it away anyway. I sold it on Facebook Marketplace a week after, and I had it,
Yeah.
like, I got everything from a registry. So I did not pay for anything. But I did sell it on Facebook Marketplace. So you don't need these things. Like, it's
Yeah.
just crazy
Yes.
that people
And
are
you
like,
don't, and you're still a good mom if you can't afford the
Oh,
Nuna
100%.
or the
You don't
Duna
need a
or the
Nuna.
nicest of the nicest.
No.
You're still a good mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
As long as your baby is healthy, fed, safe,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Loved.
you're fucking killing it.
Yeah.
and your kids don't know. Also, I read, no, I didn't read this. This did not come. This came from my mother, actually. She was like, because she had me, and then my sister was 8 years after that. So she had a huge gap in between the 2 kids, and she had to like learn everything all over again. But she was like, you know what's funny is your baby doesn't know you're learning for the first time. He's learning too.
100%.
So he has
Give
no
yourself
clue that what you're
grace.
putting
Yeah.
him in is not a fancy clothes, or he has no clue what you just put him in a car seat that's not $700. He doesn't care.
Yep.
He just wants to be loved and taken home and cuddled and whatever. Like, babies literally don't care.
Yeah.
I think I've like humbled myself over the years because like when we were growing up, I grew up with a single mom in a single wide trailer. Double wide trailer was our nicest one. And I always was like, why do the kids at school have these brand new clothes, but we don't? Why do these kids live in such big houses, but we don't? And I think I humbled myself over the years. Like, my mom's living life for the first time too.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
she's learning for the first time too, and she did her best. We always had clothes. We always had dinner. We always had a roof over our heads.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a mansion? No.
But were you loved?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's all that matters. I don't know if it died.
Ours is still working. When did it die?
Back to your regularly, scheduled programming. Sorry, my microphone's died. So, anyways, back to what we were saying. I don't actually know what we were even talking about.
What were we saying? Next question.
Yeah, next question.
Yeah.
I don't actually know a whole lot of questions. I feel like I kind of tackled everything that I wanted to. I wanted this first podcast to kind of be like us tackling, like, breaking it down, saying, like, this is what happened.
Yeah.
I don't like the whole me being a mean girl thing, so I really wanted to squash that.
Yeah.
Especially for my future on TikTok or whatever it ends up being. I just wanted to make sure that it's not tarnished now.
I think everyone wants like their true self to be shown on.
Yeah.
Like their like their true intentions. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. So
and I feel like ours was kind of shaded by the drama.
Yeah, for sure. So just wanted to clear that one up. And then we talked about what I want this podcast to be in the future. So I feel like that kind of tackled it all. Do you guys have anything else that you want to say about any of the drama or any of the stuff? You're good?
So I'm good. Do you have anything?
Yeah, I think I'm good. Yeah. I think everyone is still on mostly everyone is like still on good terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and it wasn't like one person's fault. I think it was.
I do want to clear that up. It was not, and I'll name drop. Like it was not the video that Elena posted.
No.
It was not the video
It
that
was the
Sidney
build up.
posted.
Yeah.
It was
to
the
that.
build up, and I think that we have to understand that all of us have lives outside of TikTok.
Yeah.
Like everyone. I mean, Taylor has 2 under 2. Like. Sid has a 1-year-old. I have a 1.5-year-old. Like, we all have kids. We all have lives outside of it, and
they
I
were
think
trying to deal with.
Just became too much. But it was not one person's fault.
No.
Yeah.
There was so much build up to the actual split that I think it was just like the cherry on top, and then it all came like crumbling.
Yeah. Because I know for sure there was people in the group talking about leaving way before this whole thing happened. So I don't think the drama had anything, but it definitely was a cherry on top of the cake for sure. It did get more views.
Everybody likes the little. That's the thing, is everybody likes to watch it until they're involved in it.
Right.
Because like I follow a lot of drama on.
Oh yeah.
Like, but I don't want it
shows?
in my life. You know what I mean? Like that's where I like have to draw the line, because I know like mentally I can't handle it. On
Real
top of
Housewives
motherhood.
Atlanta, love watching it. Could I ever do it?
No.
Would rather die.
Real
Yeah.
Housewives of Salt Lake City.
I haven't watched any other Real Housewives except for Atlanta.
I've never watched any Real Housewives.
Oh my gosh.
Gotta do it.
You gotta do it.
They suck
I have
in.
a theory that the girl Kim in the Real Housewives of Atlanta gets hacked on Instagram every day, because she'll post something so strange and like just different and whatever, and then her next post is like back to her normal thing, and the one post has like no hashtags, no like anything, and normally she posts like a whole caption.
Another famous
So if you're
person
getting hacked-
disappearing out there. No, just kidding.
I don't know if you know this, but you need to know this information. So, oh my gosh, my Instagram thinks that I'm like an automated bot.
Oh yeah.
I am so not smart when it comes to the internet. I am
I'm
not a bot.
either.
Like, can they stop? They're gonna take my account away. I don't know, lose the account I've had since I was 14. Because it literally, they tell me that every single day. They don't let me like pictures. They don't let me repost things. They don't let me
Which is funny,
follow
because
people.
I went and unfollowed a ton of people, and it didn't do that to me.
I followed probably like close to 1,500 people.
So it gave me this like pop-up every time I get to like 100 people to unfollow. It would say, sorry, you can only unfollow a certain amount of people within a 7-day period of time. So I just kept going back like every 7 days and doing like another.
Yeah, I'm not
Because I
sure
cleared
what
out.
the
He's
beef
putting
was.
your shoes on.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
So cute.
Shoes! You're so smart.
He's so cute.
I need Junior to wake up so that he can sing. He loves kids.
Haven is still learning to play with kids.
Yeah.
Your shit's so good.
I know, I think it was like the coming down to like
She
everyone
was
else
like,
being in her space, not like people coming into hers, you know?
Yeah.
I think that helped, but I told Jackson, I was like, it's probably good that a lot of my friends have boys because they're like a little rougher around the edges. Like she can not like
she can keep up with it.
Yeah, like she won't like hurt someone because her sister she tries to hurt a lot.
Tires are real too, which is always nice.
No.
Junior's real good with other kids, thank God. But I think it's because I started nannying with him
so young.
Yeah,
and he was like, okay, word now.
Yeah.
There's just kids everywhere all the time.
Yeah, that's so nice.
But he's so cute because if Clay, I gotta edit that part out. I can't say my kid's name. If my nanny kid cries, Junior is crying because he is sad because he thinks like he's like hurting or something.
Oh yeah, he's like a sympathy crier.
Yeah.
He was doing it at your house when we were making contact that one day.
Yeah. Or if like he doesn't like super loud sounds.
Aww.
Some cool like sudden loud sounds. Like, if a toilet flushes in that bathroom when I'm changing his diaper, he is losing his marbles.
Really?
Yeah, freaking out. Which the toilet is loud in public bathrooms.
Even whenever the dog barks outside, she like wherever she is, she'll just turn around and beeline it like her little feet on the ground. I'm like, honey, it's not like she plays with her dogs when they're inside, but something about them being outside barking.
Yeah,
she
like,
literally
are they hurting outside? What's
takes off running. I'm like,
oh my gosh, I love it. She just misses them.
what's wrong?
I'm making a sad face.
Oh, no sad faces. It's happy. Alright guys, thanks so much for tuning in to my first episode of Mom Talk.
Yeah, that was good marketing.
Thanks.
On
Elena
you.
came up with it. Actually.
Oh.
So, shout out. I'm not gonna
I love
say
that.
it's my own thing,
Say
but anyways.
bye.
Bye. Tune in. Exactly. That's what
Exactly.
Can you say bye bye to the phone?